وسط نیست.
اینجا؟
آره. اگر هم بتونی خیلی صحبت کنی بتونی قشنگ
بچرخم.
بچرخی تو همون دایره.
خطی به چیزی برام بکش. بیرون
نرم.
نرم.
اوکی.
آره دیگه دورم بچرخی. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Soren Yalan, and maybe some of you read my family name Yalan. It's not Yalan, it's Yalan. Okay. So, and again, this is the same question that we had to prepare the speech for. What the hell am I doing here? But for me, the answer is crystal clear. I live here in this building. What the hell are you doing here? Yeah, seriously. But whenever I meet someone new and they ask me, what do you do? Well, I need to first ask them how much time you have. Because I need to start from years ago. I need to talk about, for example, a browser with 27 tabs open. One is for marketing strategy, one is for entrepreneurship, one is for account management, one is for, you name it, data analyst. Really? And the other one is for example, operation analyst or discrepancy. So many things open, and they all are real because years ago, around 17 years ago, I started my own business when I was a bachelor's student. And at the same time, I was seeing my friends and my classmates going and starting their own, actually working for someone else, right? Working for a bank, working for an insurance company, or maybe customs organization. But I decided to run my own business because I didn't want to be an employee. I didn't want to be working for someone, right? So this is how I started my journey. After 12 years, less than 12 years, actually my wife and I decided to move to London, UK, and I started my second master's in marketing. But as you know, whenever you go to a new country, whenever you are new to somewhere, whatever happens, they tell you welcome to the something. So I was saying it's rainy. I was asking my classmates, my colleagues, what a weather. Yeah, welcome to the UK with that accent. You can imagine that accent. And I was saying, okay, another day, it's really hot. Welcome to the UK. Someone in the late night at the end of the bus was sorry my French, was urinating, was farting, but they would say, what the hell are you doing here? And I would say, welcome to the UK. So I think this is something similar for every other countries. And when we moved here in Canada, and I was talking about finding a new job, and whenever I asked someone else, what is the market? It's not good. And they said, welcome to Canada. So I remember back in London, UK, after graduation, I joined a company named Diageo. Maybe you know them as the brands that they have. Some of the brands that you really like, for example, Johnny Walker, Smirnoff, J&B, Guinness. You know Guinness for the beer. So every other day, I had to go back home with 2 bags, but not full of eggs or sangak or something like that. It was full of bottles, wine bottles or whiskey or other things that we had to taste before we go home. And you can imagine how hard it was to work there because you had to taste different type of, let's say, cocktails or fine wines.
You were a taster?
I wasn't a taster, but account managers brought those new wines from new sellers to taste first and then put them into the portfolio. So I had to, I had no choice. I had to taste. At the same time, I had to work on the discrepancies, working on the complicated customer lifecycle value, calculating customer lifecycle value, historical predictive model. And I wasn't sober and I wasn't drunk, but I was something in between.
No surprise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can imagine that. It was really good there, believe me. We didn't want to leave that place, but we had to because it was about the visa, it was about the situation that we are in. So we decided to have the next move. And my patient wife, actually my wife's last name is Sabur, and that's why I call it patient, because she is really patient to tolerate with me. And we decided to come here to Canada and live with the family members and start, not from scratch, but have a difficult start again. So you can imagine that someone coming from Iran, going to London, working there, and believe me, people there back in London, but I always talking saying that, okay, you don't need to be worried about anything. Once you landed into Canada, you have so many jobs offered because you have the master's degree from UK, you have the working experience from London, but guess what? I came here, yeah, the same email that you always receive. It was really good to know that you have this interest to this job, but regretfully, we have to tell you that we are going to move forward with your application. So I've seen this email, I think more than 1,100 maybe, because I was working on a scale. This is my job. I'm a marketing strategist. I was a sales coach. I am a customer experience designer. And I had to tell everybody that, okay, this is not the this is not the only thing that you know about me. I'm not only marketing strategist. I'm not only the salesperson. I'm not only the account manager. I have this all because I was living in Iran. I had to survive, right? Because you know that. I was working not only one shift, two shifts, sometimes 3 shifts a day. I was sleeping at the office. Why? Because I had to. I had to survive. I had to pay the rent. I have to pay the salaries. But now, here, I had no choice but actually going and working for a college as an instructor. It wasn't for me. With all due respect to all the teachers here or instructors, I really hate that job. Because sitting somewhere in front of the camera, all the classes were remote. And I had the students from South America, from India, or from other countries. And I just had to talk with myself. I just had to see myself in the camera, and all of them were off. I need to just knock, hey, is there anybody there? No one there. And I had to repeat and repeat and repeat the same course for so many people. Hopefully so many people. I don't know, maybe there is someone there. But I resigned. I came out of that job and I started working with a charity as a life cycle and marketing manager. Again, I'm looking for something more challenging. I'm looking for something with a better salary, right? This is what everybody, I think, is looking for. But I have the same question that Eva asked. Are we lost? Someone like me. Maybe this is a story that all of them or part of them that you can relate, right? I don't think I'm lost. I just think that I need to find that specific story, a specific part of my story that I need to tell to someone in the right place, at the right time, and actually the right person. And I have to customize my story for that person. How? By networking, by finding new people, by connection, by making new connections. And yeah, it's all about building that network that you already had, maybe in Iran, maybe in another country that you are coming from, and then starting, and come on, we are strong, we are immigrants, right? Don't give up and just give it a go, maybe. That's it, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I love actually you're one of those talents that are not discovered yet. You have a very good sense of humor. Yeah, you can control the crowd and give them laugh. I think you mentioned that in one of your interviews you did that. That's good. That's very smart. But you have to do this more in the competition we have in the community. Anyway, guys, that was very interesting because he was talking about one thing that I wanted to mention about the pitch. So your pitch exactly needs to be related to the location you're at with the desired outcome. So your pitch could be different in the different situation that you go at. You cannot have just one pitch fit all. You cannot think of a pitch and then go to a function or a party, do the same thing, then go to elevator with the CEO, do the same, or come here, do the same thing. You have to design your pitch for every situation based on the outcome you want from that situation. So usually we talk about work and careers, and we tell you that have one pitch for your career because that's your brand you're building here. And especially here, I don't know how you introduced yourself, but you went through practice, you introduced yourself once, and then you realize that other people are talking about you, or you heard other stories. Now you might have think, oh, maybe I should have explained myself differently. How many of you, if you go back to the practice one, would introduce yourself differently? Anybody? Yeah? Yeah, if you go back to the practice one, now you tell another story. So this is learning in real time. You need to have a pitch for certain functions, for certain events that you go. For example, you come here, you cannot have a same pitch that you go out with your friends or you go to a family party or family function. So very important. Understand the location that you go to. Understand that what is the desired outcome of that. Because I believe that the desired outcome of this is not just the learning, but this relationship you built here, especially on LinkedIn. So in the next activity, I want you to connect on LinkedIn with each other. And I also want you to scan this because we just started our Breakthrough Elites company page on LinkedIn, right? We're helping people on LinkedIn, but we're not on LinkedIn. That's the irony. I always wanted to keep it for the last. But yeah, you can scan this and go, this is your next story. Now you form back your first groups. Go back to the first group you had. Now you have a structure. You know how you want to be seen and you know how you want to be heard by other people. That's your brand. When you walk out of this room, people need to remember you with one thing. And the way you introduce yourself to them matters. Because we all lived 30, 40 years. And what we take out of those 40 years and say it in one sentence, in 1 minute right now, that becomes your brand. So you need to know how to tell a story. You need to know what to tell in every situation. Like if Arash wants to go to a function to find more people for his, because he's an engineer and he does videography. We all do that. Like I'm a consultant and I'm doing coaching. So there's nothing wrong with that. If he comes here, he has a different pitch, right? Tells, okay guys, if you have a wedding, let me know. I have a team. If you have, that's it. So right now I want you to go back to the first groups. Now introduce yourself differently. Introduce yourself the way you want to be remembered. And also exchange LinkedIn. If you exchange LinkedIn, that has 1 point because you're supposed to collect points. Exchange LinkedIn, and then you go here, scan this on your LinkedIn page. You write it. You write, I was at a gathering. It was amazing. I met, tag them. I met this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. And it was so fun because I learned they can do this. So that's the next practice. Go back to the original groups. Now introduce yourself in 1 minute differently. Exchange LinkedIn, scan this, and get ready for the next speaker, which is Beta. Let's go. 10 minutes for this exercise.